I have thousands of hours of education in a topic I'm going to talk about on how to get your first Airbnb in under 30 days without owning one single piece of property. My name is Investor Mike. I'm the #1 Airbnb coach in America, and I'm going to share with you every second, every step that I give you over the next few minutes are going to be so priceless to help you understand how rental arbitrage works and how you can get into this business, whether you hate your job, whether you hate your boss, whether you don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore, whether you want more time freedom, whether you want more time with your family, whatever your why is, listen to this video. This could be a transformational video that changes the game for you forever. That being said, every step, watch to the end and watch this video multiple times because what we're going to talk about is really, truly life-changing. That being said, step #1 is you're going to form an LLC. I want you to create a name. Don't think about, what am I going to call the name? Don't think about overthinking the actual LLC name. What you need to think about is creating something creative. Maybe it's, homestays, maybe initials homestays, maybe Oasis stays, right? Think of something. You're creating a business. Why do we want to create an LLC? First and foremost, when you have a business, it makes it legit. It's not you doing it. Now the LLC is doing it. Also for the protection of somebody suing. They can sue the LLC. They can't sue you and take everything personally. So I always recommend getting an LLC. It's very simple. I'm going to recommend, I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not your accountant, but I will tell you something. I believe that Wyoming, Nevada, and Delaware are great states to get your first LLC. All you gotta do is go to Secretary of State and apply for an LLC. They make it so easy these days that a third grader can do it. It's a point and click. Here in Florida, we have sunbiz.org. Whatever your state is, they have a Secretary of State. Just type in Secretary of State and then put the state you live in or where you want. If you want Wyoming, you can be in Florida and have a Wyoming LLC. Then we can file what they call a foreign entity document. That means you can basically operate in any state. Okay, so you don't have to actually be in a state. There's other benefits of going with Nevada, Wyoming, and Delaware. Okay, so that's #1. Create a name. Don't overthink it. It can be initials, homestays, initials, Oasis. Create it. Put it in ChatGPT if you need some help. Help me create a name for my Airbnb company. Boom. Second thing, you're going to need to figure out what the startup costs are. I'm going to help you with that. A lot of people come to me and say, how much money does it take to actually get started? And that is this. You just Google these words. How much money does it take to start an Airbnb business? You're going to see anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. That is an average. Let me explain. You got your rent. You've got your rent payment. Call that $2,000. You have your security deposit, which is usually equal to the first month. Now we're at $4,000. You've got to furnish the place. Let's call it another $3,000, $4,000. You're at $7,000. You have your lease agreement, a couple $100. You have the software, which is the #1 thing you better have, which I'll explain in a minute. And you have no help at this point, and you're at over $8,000. That's why they get $5,000 to $10,000 getting into this. I will tell you this, by the end of this video, I will save you thousands of dollars, a lot of time, and a lot of energy if you and I decide to work together. Is that fair enough? If that's not fair enough, then you can get off right here. But it is fair enough. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because I am all real, transparent. I will tell you, I will not bullshit you from day one. I will tell you the truth, and that is this. If you work with me, I'll save you thousands of dollars, time and energy, and you'll have the #1 coach helping you every step of the way, holding your hand and holding you accountable to every move you make. Step #3, and that is this. Think about where you would want your first Airbnb. Don't overthink this, okay? What I'm saying is this. The first 3 things that come to your mind of where you would want to start your first Airbnb should be where you would like to take your family or yourself to go vacation. If you want to go vacation, you're like, I want to go to Disney, then maybe you're thinking of California. Or maybe you're thinking about Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Or maybe you're thinking about going to Nevada. Maybe you want to go to Las Vegas, right? Maybe you want to go to Niagara Falls in Buffalo, right? Maybe there's places like you want to go to the mountains. Maybe you want to go to a chalet in Chattanooga or Pigeon Forge. Or maybe you're like, I just love to go to Sunshine State. You want to, visit Miami. Maybe it's like, I love the country and I think Nashville's a great place. What if you love something like the western side and you're like, I would love to go to Sedona, right? And I would love to go to Arizona. There's different places, but think about where you would want to go. And then that is where you should probably start your first Airbnb. That's step #3. Step #4, and that is this. Set up a free Zillow account. Just go to zillow.com and set up a free account. This is where you're going to find your very first rental property. Just to be clear, so you and I are on the same page, we are talking about rental arbitrage. What that means in fancy words is we don't have to buy the property. We can just rent the property from a homeowner and get their permission to put it on Airbnb. That's what I've been teaching for many, many years, and this is the game. When I heard about this in 2016, I thought people were nuts because it was so cool. It was cooler than freaking sliced bread. And I'm telling you, today, it's just my students are crushing it, and I'm really, really excited about where this industry is going. It's in 220 plus countries. Airbnb is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It ain't going anywhere. Let's be on the side of being an Airbnb host, take care of people, and love what we do every single day. Step number 5, and that is get an account with airdna.co. The reason we want to do this, and the reason why most people fail getting into the Airbnb place. If you're getting into Airbnb and you're like, look, I want to have and host my first property, and you don't, or second property, or fifth property, and you don't know what AirDNA is, listen to me very carefully. This would be like getting into a plane with one engine and knowing ahead of time that it only has one engine. Would you do it? Would you get into the plane if you knew that it has one engine? No. Why would you get into Airbnb without knowing the numbers before getting into the property? Most people fail because they fail to plan for the most important thing, knowing the numbers up front. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you some statistics here. When you're on AirDNA, they do have a free account. My students get the executive level, $2,000 a year. I give it to them for free just to work with me, okay? But if you're gonna go the route of just looking yourself, they have a free account you can set up. Let me share something with you. When you're looking at a market, you wanna make sure that market has a market grade above 70. It ranks from 1 to 100, you want 70 or higher. The second metric you want to look for is that the occupancy rate is above 60% for that city. The third metric you want to look for is to make sure that the place is not oversaturated. Less than 10,000 total Airbnbs, but more than 250. Stay out of huge cities and get out of the ones with the small poke-dunk cities that nobody's ever heard of. Stay between 300 and 10,000 active Airbnbs, and you'll see that right there on AirDNA. And lastly, you want to make sure that your average daily rate is above $150. All this information is right there on AirDNA. And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't do this, how in the hell are you going to know if the market's good? The other thing you want to figure out is, does the revenue make sense? If the rent payment, you set up a Zillow account. This is where we're going to find our rental. So when you picked Chattanooga, Tennessee, and you went to Zillow to find a property, then guess what? How are we going to know that if we pick a property that it makes sense financially for us as Airbnb host? All you're going to do, take the address, put it in AirDNA, and it will let us know the projected average yearly income. You're going to take that number from AirDNA's average yearly income, and you're going to divide that by 12. That's going to give us our gross monthly. From there, remove $800, which would include your cleaning costs, and it would include your utilities. Factor about $800. Then remove the rent payment from that number. What's left over should be above $1,500. If it is, you've got a great property for Airbnb. If it's less than $1,500, go on to the next property. Guys, I told you I was going to leave you gems all the way through this video so you know exactly what you're going to do. Step number 6, and that is this. Down below inside the description box, you're going to have my script. Okay, now you have your Zillow account set up, you have your AirDNA set up. What you're going to do is you're going to take my script and steal it fair and square. It's right down below in the description. Copy it. Go to Zillow. When you find a property that you like, take my script, click on any of the properties, and you're going to see a button that says Ask a Question. It's a blue box. Click that box, and it's going to pull up an area where you can actually send the question to the homeowner. But instead of sending them a question, you're going to copy and paste my script there, and then hit Submit. And then you're going to go to another property, and you're going to do the same thing. And then you're going to another property, do the same thing. You're going to do this 50 times, and if it takes you less than an hour, I would be absolutely ecstatic. Listen to me. If you want to find a property next 30 days, and you spend 1 hour of work, I will tell you it's going to happen. Even if you did 10 today, 10 tomorrow, and 10, and 10, until you got to 50, you're going to have enough landlords coming back to you based on that script and say, hey, let's work together. It is designed. It's a script that I use to get properties myself. It's the exact same script I give to my paid students, and you guys are going to have it for free by seeing it down in the below in the description box. So now we know. We've got our Zillow account. We got our AirDNA account. We found a property. We clicked on the property. We went to the Ask a Question box. We take the script. We put it in that box. We hit Submit. Landlords come back, say, hey, let's work together. Now we take the address. We go to AirDNA, right? In the rental calculator there on AirDNA, it's going to tell us how much the annual revenue should be. You divide that number by 12, and then you minus out $800 for cleaning expenses. Then you remove another rent payment, whatever the rent payment is for the property, and what's left over should exceed $1,500. If you guys follow me right here, watch this video 100 times if you need to. It is the best video I've ever done on what you need to do to get started in Airbnb and follow this exact strategy. It works. Step number 7, once they come back and they say they're interested, you check the numbers and above $1,500, here's what I want you to do. I want you to message me, say, Mike, I got a property with numbers that exceed $1,500. And then what I would like to do, because I did an amazing video for you guys, and I want you to win, I love you and I want you to win, is I would hope that you will do this. You'd contact me and say, Mike, found a property, super pumped, ready to rock and roll. Can you and I work together? Here's how I'm gonna save you thousands of dollars. Remember I told you in the beginning that the average person getting in costs you between $5,000 and $10,000 for rent, your security deposit, your softwares, right, your furnishing. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you find the right furnished property. You will never pay your first month of rent. I will jump on a call with you and the landlord. Use my credibility, my background, my Airbnbs, my references, my website, whatever the landlord needs to help negotiate the deal for you. You will never pay your first month of rent. The property will be furnished. You will never pay for software. You'll never have to pay for your leases because I give you all of that. So there's very little out of pocket on the front end. So you can get into this game where most people are saying $5,000 to $10,000. I can literally help you for a fraction of that. And you have my help all the way through. My name is Investor Mike. These are the 8 steps you need to get into Airbnb today. So you can get into Airbnb today and start changing your life for the better. I'll be looking for your message. Let's roll.